to Friday Night Movie Night on the Basement Show with Mr. Knast. I am Mr. Knast. No, that's not Andrew. We have Mr. Ron back this week. Andrew is
It's
on
me.
Andrew is on special assignment. She is seeing the new Mario movie. So I'm kind of jealous, but kind of happy that she's getting out with the family, having some fun. So yeah, she will be back next Friday. We're going to be doing some movie trivia when she gets back. So that should be fun.
Nice.
But instead, me and Ron are going to talk about IMDb's top 20 greatest sports movies. So we will wait and see if anybody wants to jump in the chat and have a fun-filled sports movie conversation. If not, we can talk about any type of movie people want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I gave myself homework for tomorrow night. When I get home from work, I am watching Pootie Tang, followed by The Jerk.
There you go.
I'm going to do a double feature tomorrow night.
Nice.
So
He hates these cans.
I have no idea what that's from.
I know. Well, that's from The Jerk. So when you see it, you'll realize.
Fair enough. I mean, open up this list, pull up my handy dandy monitor. We'll get some people in here. We'll get the ball going. So if you're
man.
just tuning in, I hope everyone's excited for the weekend being done. So the work week being done. Not for me. I work Saturday and Sunday, but
Yeah, I work Saturday. So
good evening, Jack. Nice to see you.
hey, Jack.
He's starting to be like Curtis, the first one in the chat.
Yeah.
We might have to replace Curtis with Jack. I don't know about that, but
Nice win for the Phils today, huh?
yeah, I caught some of the highlights. I didn't get to see the whole game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was working till what? I got done at 5:30, and I went over and got beat up by a golden retriever. But
I'm sorry, that story is never going to get old now.
nope, and people can laugh at me all they want because I love my dog. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
he's a handful, but he's great. There we go. So apparently, what Chris was telling me about the WWE, he's talking about the draft coming up in a few weeks, and the draft will change the game.
Wow.
So I guess they're keeping the brand split for WWE.
Yeah, they'll keep it as long as Fox is involved.
Yeah, well, they gotta do something because both TV contracts are up this year. So
Yeah, Fox almost insisted that they get access to some of the Raw people with this previous contract. So that had a lot to do with kind of amping up the cross brand stuff, especially with Roman. Actually, at the time, it was more about Bray Wyatt than Roman, but then they just keep on yanking the carpet from under Bray. So,
but
yeah,
I'm sure Matt will have a say in that next Thursday on Turnbuckle Thursdays.
I'm sure.
So, but for tonight, we're going to talk about the top 20 greatest sports movies of all time according to IMDb, and then do some honorable mentions that I feel should have been on this list that weren't.
Absolutely. I have some as well.
So, now do you want to start at 20 and work our way up?
Yeah, we'll start at 20 and work our way up to number 1.
So, all right. Number 20 then. We have the original Karate Kid movie, 1984, sorry, not 94.
Yep.
So, yeah, Ralph Macchini, Pat Moda, Elizabeth Shrew, Martin Koo. I mean, this movie was an icon back in the day for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean it truly was. It was wildly popular. Spawned a couple more movies and a Cobra Kai series.
Yeah.
Which I've only seen bits and pieces of, but what I've seen was pretty damn good.
True.
Especially with a lot of the original cast showing up.
Yeah, that is true. I love
Yeah.
Karate Kid. There's a song called Glory of Love. That sounds familiar. I'm not exactly sure what part of that movie that song is in, but that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, it was in the second one, and it was Peter Cetera, who was the old lead singer for Chicago,
Oh, okay.
sang it. Yeah, that was actually nominated for Academy Award for best song in a movie
Interesting.
for Karate Kid.
I know the original Karate Kid had the song "You're the Best" in
Yeah,
it, something like that. But those movies weren't really known for their film scores, but they do have some good songs in them. But
yeah, that
that,
song is really definitely tied um, to the second Karate Kid movie
that is
for sure.
true.
Yep,
Decent AZ, thank you for the follow on Twitch.
nice.
We just got a notification that we had a new follow on Twitch. That's pretty cool.
Yes,
Welcome aboard. But no, the Karate Kid. I mean, good action. You have a young Danny Russo moving from New Jersey, no less, to Southern California,
yep.
and becomes a victim of bullies and stuff. Tries to join their dojo, but it's rejected. So then pairs up with his maintenance man, Mr. Miyagi.
Yes. Wax on, wax off.
I mean, that's probably one of the most iconic scenes in that movie. And then when they try to redo the movie, 22 years later with Jada Smith and Jackie Chan, it was jacket on, jacket off. I don't know if you ever watched the remake or not, but
No, I did not. Kind of intentionally.
I was gonna say decent, but not the original.
No. Which accounts for most reimaginings.
That is very true. But yeah, I mean Ralph Macchiano and Pat Morata, who plays Mr. Miyagi, they teamed up for the first two, but then Ralph Macchini takes a back seat in the third one, but he's still in it, if I'm not mistaken.
The one with Hilary Swank in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that one wasn't that bad.
No, I like the first two though. And like I said, I caught a little bit of the series, and if I ever have some free time on my hands, I might go back and watch some episodes of that because it looks like they did a pretty good job with it.
Fair enough. I mean, that's on, if I'm not mistaken, Netflix.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it was Netflix. And now there's reports that they're trying to make a Cobra Kai movie.
Yeah. Well, it would make sense.
The
The funny thing is that the whole idea for Cobra Kai, you'll never believe where it came from. It came from an episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Really?
An episode where Barney is having a birthday, and his one wish is to have the Karate Kid attend his birthday. And Ralph Macchio guest stars, and he's like, he's not the real karate. I hate Ralph Macchio. He's not the Karate Kid. William Zabka is, and William Zabka is the guy who played the guy that he beat, the guy from Cobra Kai.
Okay.
And there's a clown at his party, and then the clown intercedes and starts wiping off his makeup, and it's William Zabka, the other the real Karate Kid, according to Barney Stinson.
Oh, okay.
And that reunion spurred interest, and it kind of went from there.
That must have been a later season because I don't think I remember that one.
It was one of the later seasons, yes.
I owned seasons 1 through 7, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
All of them found at the thrift store, brand new for about $3 a piece.
Yep.
So you can't beat that.
Greatest sports movies of all time.
Then,
Just to clarify it, everybody in the chat.
Yep, I try to put a manual chat out there to see if people see it.
Yeah.
Pop in, so.
That's good.
And then number 19 on the. Sorry, you gonna say something else?
No, nope.
All right, number 19 on the list, we have A League of Their Own, 1992.
I really like this movie.
Oh, I do too. My mom made me watch this movie when I was a kid, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just an all-star cast from top to bottom. Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Lily Petty, Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, just to name a couple of them. But like,
Yeah.
you really can't go wrong with this movie.
Mrs. Wayne Gretzky.
Yes.
Janet Jones. Janet Jones is in it also.
I was trying to think who it was. It was at the top of my head, but I couldn't think of it at the top of my head. So.
Yep. There's no crying in baseball. Exactly.
You got that one right, Jack. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just they actually, when they were scouting actresses to play in it, they made sure that they had at least a little bit of ability to look like they knew what they were doing playing baseball. And honestly, they said that Gina Davis had a pretty sweet swing, and a lot of the other ones, I mean, it looked pretty believable. They actually peppered in some descendants of the original players, and got them involved. They very much took a lot of input from those players who were still alive from the Peaches and from the Racine, yeah. Yep. And they actually did use a lot of them as consultants and developing some of the stories and stuff.
I mean, it was definitely I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, good action, good storytelling,
and Tom Hanks.
Yeah. As a drunk Jimmy Dugan.
Yes.
Who was actually was a real life baseball player who was asked to become a manager for this league after his playing days.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks neither. I mean, any one of Tom Hanks' movies, 9 out of 10 times are actually really good movies.
Yep.
So, but I'm surprised, this list actually gives you, it doesn't win any Oscars. I'm very surprised. But 92 is probably a very loaded movie for a lot of good movies that come out in 92, so. It won no Golden Globes and it was only nominated for 2, so.
Yeah.
Kind of shocking.
Yeah, it really wasn't a killer at the box office. I mean, but even despite the star power that it had.
Now, would you say this would fall under the cult classic category then? If it did better later after the box office, or?
Yeah, actually, it kind of does because it did extremely well in video. It was a staple.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you could kind of throw it into that cult classic kind of thing.
We'll have to see if we ever go back to that list, if it's ever on that list. So
yeah,
kind of curious. But no, I mean, it says a 7.3, 69 on the Metascore, which is basically like the critics 1 through 100 score. Do you feel that's a fair score?
I don't know. I think it kind of didn't get the props that it deserved. I mean, I really did enjoy the story itself, notwithstanding the name actors in it.
Okay.
I just think they did a good job of portraying the ups and downs and the whole era itself. I mean, a lot of their costumes and set designs and stuff were pretty cool. Setting it back in that time.
Yeah, I think they actually did some of it, the filming at actual Wrigley Field, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Because that's where they have the tryouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the Formula League and all that stuff, so. Alright,
yep.
Number 18 on the list, we have Friday Night Lights from 2004.
Oh, boy.
Based off of a novel that came out later after the movie, but Billy Bob Thornton, Jay Hernandez, Duke Luke, and Lucas Black. And based on H.G. Basinger's book, which profited the economy depressed team of Odessa, Texas, and the heroic high school football team, the Perryman High Panthers. Now, if we had Sam Simmons in the chat, he could tell you he actually drives by this high school on a daily basis. Where he's
Really?
at. Yeah.
Cool. Does he shed a tear when he goes by?
Don't think he's ever said that, but he said on a Friday night you can't get within a mile of the school because of how crowded it is.
Wow. Okay.
He said the movie doesn't exactly portray everything about Friday Night Lights, but they did a very good job of it.
And he would be the expert based on how serious Texas treats their high school football.
Yes. Being from
Definitely.
Being from that state alone, I'm sure if he ever talked about this movie, he could tell us a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm.
But
none of them involve steers.
yeah. What do you? I'll leave that at that. But I'm not digging myself a grave. Nope, not doing it.
Nope, not doing it. Not doing it.
But Billy Bob Thornton plays the coach. I know Lucas Black plays his quarterback. I think Jay Hernandez. I'm trying to think if he plays Booby or not. I don't think he does, but no,
I'm not sure. Not
it's
sure.
another good movie, though. I mean, it's a very movie.
And that actually generated a TV series.
Yes, on NBC.
NBC, right? Yep.
I never watched the TV series, so I can't really talk about the TV series. Can you?
No, not really. I didn't watch it because
Yeah.
I think at the time they actually played it on Fridays.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to.
Which didn't make much sense because the people it was about wouldn't be home to watch it because they'd be at the game.
Yeah, that is very true.
Thus the moderate success that it found.
Yeah, I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they canned it after 3 seasons.
That sounds about right.
2 or 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but still, and actually, Tim McGraw has a character in this movie too. He plays one of the kids' dad.
Oh, nice. Early in his acting career, he went on to do some other stuff too.
Yep, very true.
Yep.
So after Friday Night Lights, moving up to list number 17, also 2004, we had the movie Miracle.
Yes.
Kurt Russell, Patricia Clarkson, Nathan West, Noah Emmerich, and this is the true story of Herb Brooks, player turned coach who led the 1980 U.S. Olympic team to victory over the Soviet Union back then.
Right.
And a lot of good inspirational quotes to motivate your sporting events and teams came out of this movie.
Right.
His iconic speech before the game is well respected this day.
Absolutely. Yeah, Herb Brooks, Kurt Russell did a good job. They put him in some funky makeup, but he's playing, Herb Brooks, and he I think he got the essence of the character right. I just think that they could have done a better job with the makeup.
Yeah, I mean, some of the outfits they made him wear. Granted, you're talking 1980s style.
Oh no, that's the kind of stuff he would wear though.
Oh, I know.
It's just the actual prosthetic they used for the face just didn't really remind me a lot of Herb Brooks. That's all.
Yep. Jack wants to know which movie we were talking about. The movie Miracle, Jack, with Kurt Russell as Herb Brooks and all of them. So,
and the
U.S. hockey team.
The hockey team in Lake Placid in 1980.
I actually like the one quote that he used. Play your game, play a full 60-minute game, you'll come out on top. I actually used that the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017. I actually quoted that quote on my Facebook for a status I made.
Nice.
If I could ever find it, I'd have to pull it up and show you. Make you laugh. But it's a very true statement. You play a full 60-minute game, nobody can beat you.
It's kind of true.
And Super Bowl 52, as you remember, was one of those full 60-minute games that came down at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Miracle. I mean, they still get recognized to this day
Yeah.
for being who they are. So
Yeah, they do. Now, a few of them have passed, early and, passed away kind of early, but definitely a legendary team for
sure.
sure. Hey,
Curtis,
Curtis.
Curtis in the building. Good evening to you, fine two gentlemen. Nice to see you, Curtis. Thanks for popping in. If
Yeah,
you
man.
have any input on any of these sports movies, feel free. We're just talking about Miracle right now. I'm sure you've seen that being a hockey fan. I'm not trying to call you Canadian like Matt does, but Miracle is a hockey movie, so I'm sure it's on your top tier list. So, but before that, number 16, Breaking Away, 1979.
It's a bicycle movie. It's about bicycle racing.
That's good. I think Miracle is one of the best hockey movies.
I got three. My probably, and I'm not counting the Mighty Ducks,
Okay.
but I'm going to say that my three favorite hockey movies was probably Miracle and Youngblood and Slapshot.
I was gonna say you can't forget Slapshot.
Yeah, well, I met the Hanson brothers at Hooters in Maple Shade.
Oh boy.
Back in the day, and I actually still have the Polaroid of me and my loss prevention manager at the time from Blockbuster, and we were with the three Hanson brothers, and one of them's got me by the shirt and's got me all jacked up, and they got their jerseys on and stuff. It was awesome.
I was by it.
Oh, it was a great time. Those guys are nuts. They were a lot of fun though.
Oh, I bet. How did you hang out with them all night, or just have a drink with them and call it a night?
Well, they were there for an appearance, and they pulled in. They did the appearance for like 2 hours or whatever, and then afterwards they came over and talked to us for a few minutes before they left because they had some time to kill. So we bought them a round of drinks, and we had a drink with them and just bullshitted for a little bit.
Nice.
It was pretty cool.
Ron probably got into a hockey fight with them.
That's what it looks like in the Polaroid. He's got me all jacked up.
Who would actually win in the fight? You or the Hanson brothers?
Oh, I'd lose horribly. Today I would. Back then, I was a bouncer at that time. I was a district manager for Blockbuster during the day, and I was a bouncer in a bar in Gloucester at night. So,
oh boy, I'm not messing with you then.
I don't know. It would have been interesting.
I guess I should not mess with you off camera. But I've never seen Breaking Away. Can you tell me anything about this?
It was very highly acclaimed. It was nominated for some Oscars. It won one. I don't remember which one it won though. But it's the story itself. I mean, it was basically about this teenager who's obsessed with the Italian cycling team, and he's trying to impress a girl, so he ends up, getting into competitive biking.
Okay. I mean, it looks like it had a good cast.
Yeah.
Christopher, Dennis Quaid, Daniel Stern, Jackie Earle Haley. That's an awesome cast right there. I mean, I know 3 out of the 4.
Yep.
The only one I'm trying to remember about is Dennis Christopher. That's the only name that doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do a lot more after that, I don't think. Not anything memorable.
Gotcha.
But he did it very well in that particular film.
And that came out in 1979.
1979, yep.
Unless it's on here, there's another cycling movie I'm going to mention in my honorable mentions, but that you've probably seen.
And it has Kevin Costner in it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's I like that one too.
Okay. So, which movie is this? Jack? It is called Breaking Away. Came out in 1979, so a little before my time. Ron was in the prime of his life when this came out, so that's why some movies I don't know, Ron knows, so that's why I let him explain it to the best of his knowledge,
Yep,
and we feed off each other. So,
absolutely.
number 15, we have Glory Road from 2006. In
Glory Road.
1966, Texas Western coach Don Haskins led an first all-black starting five lineup in a college basketball team to the national championship. So,
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen this one.
great
I
movie.
I really don't know that much about it, so I will defer to you on this one, bud.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it. I'm not gonna lie, but it is
Yeah.
top two basketball movie. The info gives it away pretty much. Like it's about a coach that, when it comes to recruiting, recruits all minority players to his team because they're like the forgotten soul. This is back when like segregation was very bad in the South. That like racism was a real thing, like in Texas, Alabama, Texas, and all that stuff. And he recruits an all black team and goes up against the old coach from Kansas, something rough, Adolph Ruff, who was
Okay.
the top tier powerhouse coach of that time period, and he takes the Texas Western team all the way to the national championship game versus Kansas. And after that, I think they wound up losing, but the respect that he got for doing that after the fact is what changed the game of college basketball to nowadays.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. Yes, Jack, the remake is called Glory Road. So this came out in 2006. It's based on a true story, so I don't know if it's a remake per se, but it is a very good movie. Ron, I think you would really enjoy it.
Okay. I'll definitely have it. If I come across it, I'll probably take a look at it.
Can't say I own it, but I have been looking for a copy of it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right, number 14, Invictus.
Invictus. Morgan Freeman, Matt Damon. Morgan Freeman plays Nelson Mandela, and it has to do with rugby, actually.
Okay.
So, but it's very much themed politically a little bit. So it's kind of half sports movie, half political movie. But Morgan Freeman as Nelson Mandela was a great portrayal, and then sprinkle in a little Matt Damon there, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have heard about this movie. I have not seen it. I mean, I like you said, it's a little political, a little sports. So I think maybe the whole political aspect is what steered me away from it.
Yeah,
But anytime you get Morgan Freeman portraying someone, I'm sure it's gold.
absolutely. Can't go
Yeah.
wrong with Morgan Freeman.
No, I mean, I was going through the list the other day. We were talking. He's what, 81 years old now?
Yeah, he's getting up there.
It's scary. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, man. All these classic people getting very old.
Yeah, I mean, and it was directed by Clint Eastwood too.
Yep.
So probably one of Clint Eastwood's, I guess, well-known movies. Maybe. I mean, he directed a lot in his day. So
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't put it near the top of his list of directorial efforts, but definitely a quality film.
fair enough. So before that one, number 13, Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit, Toby
Yeah,
Maguire.
2003. Yep, Tobey Maguire.
Yep. It's about Triple Crown and Kentucky Derby and all that kind of stuff, and a horse.
Tobey Maguire, Jeff Bridges, Elizabeth Banks, Chris Cooper. Wow, this
Yeah.
pretty. Actually, a pretty loaded cast for a
Yeah.
horse movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say I've seen it, but what I find funny is it came out in 2003, and if I'm not mistaken, the next Triple Crown winner was what, 2005? Like right after this movie. Right after
Yeah,
this
it
movie
was
came out.
shortly. It was shortly after. I don't know if it was the next year or the following year, but it
No,
was
yeah.
within a couple years.
It's just funny how like they make a movie about a Triple Crown winner, and then well, you don't see that often. You have another Triple Crown winner.
This is true. Doesn't happen all that often anymore.
No, especially with how what the hell is his name? I'm thinking Bob Baccarat,
Yeah.
the famous horse trainer. How
Mm-hmm.
it seems like he's always winning something, or he's always getting in trouble for cheating. So
Yeah. This is true.
Jack says, don't forget about William H Macy. I guess he has a role in this movie too.
He was in Seabiscuit.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
that's what Jack's trying to say.
All right. Yeah, he's the kind of guy, sometimes you don't think about him, but man, he's just a great actor. Uh and the and if you want to see one of his better roles that was very, very obscure, there's a movie called The Cooler. And The Cooler has William H. Macy, Alec Baldwin, and
There's a couple people in that movie.
yeah, wait, just 1 second, 1 second. It's right here. Maria Bello. Really great movie.
Yeah, you had brought that up to one show, and you were really shocked I owned it.
Yes, great movie.
It is. That's why I own it.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually just bought 4 movies yesterday.
Oh yeah,
Brand new too. So I spent a pretty. I wouldn't say a pretty penny, but a decent penny.
nice.
I mean, I had to get the last Halloween Ends, because I have the other 12.
Okay.
And then they just released the 35th anniversary trilogy pack for Back to the Future. And I had it before, then I sold it, so I was like, I have to have it back in my collection.
There you go.
So they're must movies in my list. I'm sorry.
No, that's awesome.
They were on sale at Best Buy.
Yeah.
So before Seabiscuit number 12, we have Remember the Titans. Denzel, Will Patton, Wood Harris, Ryan Hurst. What was his name? What's her name? She's a well-known actress nowadays. I forget, but
Yeah.
Remember the Titans is another very good true story based off like a sports team.
Yep.
I mean,
No, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Denzel did a great job, and the other guy that played his assistant coach, the defensive coordinator, Will Patton. Yeah, they both did an outstanding job in this.
Yeah, I mean, gets kind of racy at a while, but
yeah, and I mean, but that was the climate back then, where it was set, and that really had a lot to do with how that story developed. But they did a great job with it.
Jack wants to know what movie. Remember the Titans. I was surprised. I'm always surprised though, seeing that it was never nominated for Oscar or Golden Globe or nothing.
No.
That's kind of mind-boggling. You would think a performance like this and all that stuff, and it got like no credit for no awards.
Yeah, it is shocking actually. Really did not do big box office at all.
True. Curtis said we just lost power to the house. Don't know what the reason is. I mean, Curtis, you pay your bill. That's what I always say. If I lose power and I don't know what happened, I always ask myself, did I pay my bill? But I hope it comes back on soon, buddy.
Yep.
Especially since it's probably cold up there still. So, number 11, another football movie. 1993, Rudy.
Let me know when you're done with this.
I can just skip it.
No, you can talk about it.
I mean, this movie got a lot of hate. I know it did. Because the way they portray the story is completely wrong. And you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, please. Like, I mean.
Oh no, believe me, it was a lot of fabrication involved. Um, you know, and I I despise this movie. I am in the minority because whenever anybody else finds out that I despise it, they're like, "How can you not like Rudy? Oh my God, this was such a great movie." I'm like, no.
Well, it's only a good movie to get the facts right. When you're trying to tell a true story on somebody, you don't change the way the story's told.
No.
And I think that's why a lot of people hate this movie.
No, I just hate it because it's Notre Dame.
Well, being I get it to you. But
it's on the application when I applied for school. Question 3A, do you hate Notre Dame? Yes or no. If you answer no, they throw your application away.
Okay, but can you agree with one thing on me with this movie, please?
Go ahead.
The film scores for this movie are incredible.
Yeah, they are.
Jerry Goldsmith is the composer and an awesome soundtrack.
Jerry Goldsmith is a genius. Jerry Goldsmith's done some epic soundtracks. So a lot of the Star Trek stuff is all Jerry Goldsmith.
Yep, I mean the scores he did for this movie were great. I mean, I know you hate the movie, but at least put the movie and the music aside and agree with me that the soundtrack was good.
So yeah, if you could play me the music and turn off Sean Astin's face, then I'll take it.
I have I'm not lying when I say this. I have a movie score playlist on my Spotify account. Okay, It's nothing but movie scores. It's 45 and a half hours long.
Wow.
And I listen to it out of all my collections the most because some of the movie scores are so soothing, or they get inspire you and get you pumped up. It's incredible.
Yep.
And every time I listen to the Rudy ones, I go nuts. So, Jack says, "Is this movie about Notre Dame?" Yes, it is all about Notre Dame and a kid's dream to play college football for Notre Dame. So,
yeah.
I'm not going to spend too much time on it because Ron doesn't like it. So we're going to move on before Ron says, "Okay, I call it quits and get off." But I need him for this next one because I'm sure you've seen this one and I haven't.
Okay.
Number 10 on the list, The Natural.
Great movie. And you never seen this?
No.
Oh, boy. Roy Hobbs. He's a middle-aged unknown who comes out of nowhere to become a legendary baseball player. He had a bat that he made from a tree that was hit by lightning.
Okay.
And he was one of the prolific power hitters using this bat. And it wasn't all about the bat. I mean, it's basically about the middle-aged guy, being on the baseball team kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, Wilford Brimley was in this, I think. He was the manager, and then you had Robert Redford. Trying to think of who else might have been in it.
Said Robert Redford, Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall, yeah, Glenn Close.
Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
That's just a couple that IMDb has mentioned. So
Barbara Hershey. Joe Don Baker. Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a pretty good cast for back then.
Yeah, it was a great cast. I mean, it was a good movie. I mean, I really they did a good job with it. It's a little far-fetched at one point because the big climactic scene at the end, and without spoiling it for anybody who hasn't seen it, if that happened in real life, it wouldn't look the way that it looked on screen.
Oh
And
boy.
we'll just go with that.
Okay. Moving on before you wrote it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it.
1984, so yeah, I could probably find that somewhere and watch it.
Yeah.
So number 9 on the list, another one that could have been done a little bit better, I think, The Blind Side.
Again, one that took a lot of liberties with the truth.
And spun it.
Michael Oher, who it's about, or absolutely positively despises this movie. He was actually a consultant on the movie because it's basically his story, but they made him look like he was illiterate.
And he was the complete opposite, wasn't he?
And he's very intelligent. Yeah. But in order for the story to work, they made it really look like he was kind of a, almost to where he was mentally disabled.
Which doesn't make sense. Why you have someone who lived this movie in real life and then to basically butcher the aspect of it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. You have what? Quentin Aaron, Sandra Bullock, Tim McGraw, Jay Head. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, he loved The Blind Side. He used to play for the Ravens. Jack, I forget. Last time I think Michael Oher played for. I think the Carolina Panthers. Last time.
Most recently.
I want to say the Panthers.
Yeah, he's bounced around the last couple of years.
He might even be a free agent. Who knows?
Yeah, he's been on a few teams.
Now, would you say this is one of Sandra Bullock's better movies or one of her worst movies?
I can't say it's one of her best, and I can't say it's one of her worst, really, because she's kind of middle of the road. Yeah, maybe on the little bit on the top end of middle of the road.
Okay,
but not a bad watch. I mean, some of the football scenes are pretty cool.
How he picks the one kid up and blocks him 90 yards downfield,
and then pushes him over the wall. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, I believe the coach is Jay Head that is the actor, and the coach in the movie is actually kind of funny too.
Yeah, run the dang ball, Bert.
And the little kid in the movie is great too.
Yeah, he was on the Ravens at one time, Jack.
Yes, he was drafted by the Ravens.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time with the Ravens before he started bouncing around.
And like I said, I think most recently it was Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But a movie I've seen, I think, once in my whole life, so it's been a while, but I'm sure you've seen it plenty of times. Number 8 is Bull Durham.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin
Costner, Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins.
Yep.
I really like this movie a lot.
It's not the movie I'm thinking of, so I'm going to let you talk about this one.
Okay. Well, it's about the Durham Bulls, which is a real minor league baseball team. An aging catcher who, latches on with the team to kind of work with a up-and-coming pitcher who's is very much kind of a wild thing kind of deal and trying to get him straightened out as a favor to the manager. And then there's kind of a love story that develops between Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, like a triangle, really, between the young pitcher, the Tim Robbins, and Costner. Yeah, I mean, there's the only thing I can say about it is that I think that it's probably a pretty good depiction of minor league baseball. Just the ins and outs, and Costner, perfect role for him. Um, Tim Robbins was very entertaining as uh, his nickname affectionately was Meat.
Me. Okay.
Yeah. So he was he's something else. So it's about, not only is it about them, it's about, girls who are like groupies to the team, and you know
The
some of the
roadies?
goings on like that. Follow the team around.
That's true. Good evening, Chris. Nice to see you tonight in chat. Thanks
Hey,
for
Chris.
popping in. We're talking the top 20 greatest sports movies of all time. I forgot sports, and I can always fix it real quick. What was I thinking at? Oh, I made a comment. Never mind. I can't fix it. But it seemed like Kevin Costner in the 80s was all about baseball.
Yeah, yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah. Field of Dreams,
That's a little
and
bit higher in the list. So,
yeah, Bull Durham,
yep.
definitely.
So number 7 on the list, 2005, Cinderella Man.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger.
Paul Giamatti, apparently.
Yeah, yep. It's a boxing movie. Um, I'll be honest, I think I only saw it once, but it's basically about a washed-up boxer who ends up competing for the heavyweight championship.
Okay. I can't say I've seen it, so I don't know much about it.
Yeah, and like I said, I saw it a long time ago, so I don't recall a lot about the story, but I do know that I enjoyed it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So next one on the list, number 6, couple years later, another boxing movie. We
Yep.
have The Fighter.
Right, which was directed by Clint Eastwood. Had Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman and Hilary Swank.
No,
Actually,
you're thinking of a different movie. The Fighter is Mark Wahlberg. Number 6.
oh no, I'm thinking no, I skipped one. I'm talking about $1 Million Baby.
Yes, that's number 5.
I thought we were on that one. Okay, The Fighter. Which one is that?
That has based on the story of Mickey Wood, a fighting boxer who tries to escape the shadow of his famous but troubled older boxer brother and gets his own shot at greatness. It has Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale, Amy
Adams.
I think I bought this movie. I just don't think I've sat down and watched it yet.
I don't think I've watched it. Matter of fact, I know I haven't.
I heard good things about it. I mean, it won a couple of Oscars, as you can see, but...
Well, now you know what I was going to say about $1 Million Baby anyway.
Trouble with the Coup, is that on your list? I don't think so.
Not on this list. But
None. But if you stick around, I'm probably going to bring that one up.
yeah, I got a couple. That was a good one.
All right, well, since you want to talk about number 5 so fast, go ahead. Number
Oh,
5.
I pretty much wasted half of what I was going to say.
Well, you got to go over now.
Yeah, I mean, directed by Clint Eastwood, had Morgan Freeman, Hilary Swank, who we were talking about earlier with Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely it was nominated for 7 Oscars.
Wow.
And it won 4. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely, it was basically Hilary Swank wants to get trained by Clint Eastwood, and he refuses, and then he agrees. You know, it's basically all that. It was surprisingly only a PG-13 movie, which for a boxing movie, usually there's blood and stuff, so they almost always get R's. But especially back in that day. But Hilary Swank did a pretty good job with the fight scenes and stuff. Came off very believable.
Now, is this based off a true story though?
I do not believe so.
Okay. Because I know towards the end of the movie what happens to her. It's kind of upsetting to see what happened to her. So,
Yeah, I do not believe that it was a true story.
okay.
They never billed it as a true story that I'm aware of.
Gotcha. But you remember the ending, right?
I do.
Very sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If you have not seen this movie, the ending of this movie will make you cry.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man and I'm not afraid to lie about that. I mean, the ending is very touching in a way. I mean, great
Yeah.
movie. Like Ron said, it has some good action scenes to it. So
Hey, I cried. I cried at the end of League of Their Own. So
yeah, true.
when they're in the Hall of Fame and the uh, Stidwell's talking about his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I did.
live.
I got choked up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you can admit that you cry at certain movies, that's what makes movies that much better and enjoyable. Okay.
If you can elicit that kind of response from somebody, then you know you've done a good job.
True. I mean, you want to start singing a song? We can, Ron. I'm a girl for your American girls. Travel to different cities. That's right.
Yep. I hear you, Curtis.
Oh, but there you go.
Yep. Oh, it's a very emotional scene, you know.
You gonna lose.
Yeah.
Did I do that good?
Yeah, you actually did.
Still Angel. Who is in $1 Million Baby Jack? We have Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Jay Baruchel. Baruchel? I don't know how to say that last name, but basically Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood, and Morgan Freeman. So
Yeah.
that's all you need to know.
They're the main parts.
Number 4, we're going back to 1980 with Raging Bull.
Raging Bull. Martin Scorsese. Very highly acclaimed. Best Picture, I believe. Between, let's see, Best Actor for De Niro. It won Best Picture. Yes.
Oh,
Raging
okay.
Bull. Yep. Robert De Niro, Kathy Moriarty, Joe Pesci,
I can't believe I imagine how Joe Pesci looked in this movie though.
and Coach from Cheers was in it too.
No. Frank
Yes.
Vincent? Is that Frank Vincent?
No, that's Nicholas Colasaro.
Oh, okay. So he's been.
Colasanto.
Oh, he's been in a couple of different movies. Okay.
Yeah.
I know who it is now. Took me a minute, but
Now, makeup wise, on the other hand, talking about this movie, Robert De Niro looked a lot like Jake LaMotta. He really did. When I saw pictures of Jake LaMotta back in the day, they did a good job.
okay. No, is that who Robert De Niro is supposed to portray? I'm guessing.
Yes, Jake LaMotta.
So that's him on the cover, or is that an actual picture of Jake LaMotta on the?
No, that's actually De Niro.
Oh wow.
But he did, like I said, he was a spitting image. What they did with the makeup and stuff.
Fair enough.
Frank Vincent was on The Sopranos. I forget what part he played in The Sopranos, but he was in there. He played one of the guys that worked for the. He was the guy that was the main rival of Tony from the New York mob.
Okay.
Phil Leonardo was the name of his character.
Gotcha.
That he played in Sopranos.
Gotcha. Got my friend Val saying hello. Hello, Val. Nice to see you.
Hello.
I'm talking about Clint Eastwood. There was an old movie on TV last night. Every Which Way But Loose. Right turn.
Right turn, Clyde. Say, you know what that tattoo is? That's a black widow. This Every Which Way But Loose is a great movie. Oh my god. It's Clint Eastwood and an orangutan.
Interesting.
And Sandra Locke, who after meeting Clint Eastwood on the set of this, they ended up either getting married or living together for a long time. But Every Which Way But Loose, Clint Eastwood is like a street fighter, and he goes around, you know, there's like a underground circuit for, bare knuckle fighters, and he's like one of the more famous ones, and he goes around and people are challenging him, and he's basically going around, traveling around, kicking ass. And he's got this orangutan that's with him all the time named Clyde. And they get harassed by this kind of really sad motorcycle club called the Black Widows. And they're acting like they're real tough, but they pretty much get one-upped by the orangutan most of the time.
Gotcha. Can we talk about Rocky 3? I mean, Rocky's coming up on the list, Jack. We can talk about it a little bit when we hit that movie. Yeah, it's number 2 on the list, right before, since we're going up and down. Number 3 on the list is Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
With Cosner, James Earl Jones, Ray Liotta, Amy Madigan.
Yep. If you build it, they will come.
Yep. I mean, top to bottom, awesome movie.
And Major League Baseball has basically built up the stadium there that they used for the set of the movie. And they play a game there every year. 2 teams go there and they play a game at the Field of Dreams in the middle of a cornfield. Yeah, me too, Curtis. That was another sad one. When he's playing catch with his dad. Yeah, that got me.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nah, it's good stuff. But James Earl Jones played a great part in that movie too. I liked his character.
And could have said the same thing you just said. Like you guys are reading each other's mind. The same way he plays and catch with his head.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, then the very end of the movie, when all of a sudden, like they do that wide pan shot, you just see cars coming down the road from every direction. I mean,
yeah, and basically that's what happened.
Yeah.
And Major League Baseball was all over it.
Oh yeah, I think they've only had, if I'm not mistaken, 2 games out there. They skipped last year, but the first year was the White Sox Yankees.
No, they had one last year.
Did they?
Yep.
They skipped one year. What was
They skipped the COVID year.
COVID year. There you go.
But yeah, they played last year.
Last year was the Cubs and the Reds.
I think so. Yeah, and they had it on. They had it on TV on ESPN.
Yeah. The really cool thing about what they did with that is have them enter the field through the cornfield, like
right. Yeah, when they introduced the players, they came out from the outfield from the cornfield.
That was very cool.
Yeah, they do a good job. They did it justice.
Yeah, I mean, probably lost a lot of baseballs, but
yeah.
Especially the one year it was the Yankees and the White Sox. They hit like 7 or 8 home runs combined.
Yeah, short porch.
Okay, a little bit. But I don't know who's playing in it this year. But
yeah, I got to jump off for a second.
All right, no problem. Yeah, I will remove you. There you go. Ron will be right back in a second. Number 2 on the list is the original Rocky. 1976, Sylvester Stallone, Tyler Sherry, But young Carl Weathers, I mean, this is where it all began. I mean, I know Jackie had mentioned something about Rocky 3, but the original Rocky is the movie that put the series on the map. I mean, you have a very young Sylvester Stallone playing um, the Rocky. I mean, he gets like he's a prize, like he's a. I'm trying to think what the word is. Oh, what am I trying to think of? Bottom two fighter, and then he gets a rare chance to fight the heavyweight champion, who is played by Carl Weathers. Welcome back, sir.
Yep.
So,
Got a little something going on at work, so.
Okay. Hope everything's alright.
Yeah, I might have to jump out.
Okay. You do what you gotta do, man.
But I want to finish up these last couple.
Okay. Well, I'm just talking about Rocky right now, so.
Okay.
And how the original Rocky was the sort of the echelon to what the series became, so.
Yep. And I don't know about anybody else, but myself personally, I think I'd probably go, if I had to rank them in order, I'd say maybe 1, 4, 2, 3, and then trash after that. I don't count the Creed movies as Rocky movies.
No.
So they pretty much stand on their own. But I like Drago. I like the storyline with Drago and Brigitte Nielsen. I was not. The original's the original. I mean, you got to give him credit. I mean, he made the film. He shopped it all over Hollywood. But his only caveat was that he got to play Rocky. And almost every studio turned him down for that reason. So he finally got somebody to take a chance. And the rest is history. But it made his career. It made a lot of people's careers. He made a ton of money on a property that many other studios had a shot at, but they just did not see Sylvester Stallone as a leading man.
Yep. All I can remember Drago saying, "If he dies, he dies."
Yeah.
And, I mean,
I must break you.
Yeah, that would pretty cool.
No way.
I mean, some of the scores from that one movie are incredible as well.
Bill Conti.
Yep, Bill Conti was a big composer.
Is the composer? Yes.
But like, Hearts on Fire is James Cassidy. And like, I mean, the training montage for that movie was pretty crazy too. So, Jack's right with the Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger, yeah.
Got very well known from the third one.
Which was Stallone's brother.
Really?
Frank Stallone.
Okay.
Who recorded Eye of the Tiger.
Interesting. It's a family affair when it comes to Rocky, ain't it?
Yeah, it kind of is, actually.
So, I mean, Rocky's still iconic in Philly. I mean, as we found this year, if you mess with the Rocky statue, you get your asses kicked by the Eagles.
Yep.
Kansas City kind of broke the curse, I guess, in a way, but not by much.
Well, for one half, anyway.
Yeah, for one half. 1/4.
Yeah.
And then the number one movie on the list, we have Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, Barbara Hershey, Dennis Hopper, Shep Woodley. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of this. I've seen Glory Wood more recently than I've sat and watched Hoosiers. So I don't know if you have anything about this movie.
Not a lot. I mean, it was, obviously Gene Hackman. And again, I'll say, most Gene Hackman movies are usually pretty good quality movies. This one in particular, very realistic depiction of the heart of competition, of how a coach coaches and how players respond. I I would say. Probably one of the most realistic that I've seen, having played a lot of sports and stuff. Just you just sense that Hackman would have been a great coach for real,
Okay.
you know, or the person who wrote the script wrote it in a way that brought out the best that Hackman could be in it.
Gotcha. I mean, like I said, it's been a while since I sat down and watched some of this, but
Yeah, definitely a great movie though.
definitely. So, I mean, do you want to name one of your honorable mentions, or you want to end it there so you can get done what you need to get done?
Oh yeah, no, I got. I'll tell you right now, The Replacements.
Replacements is a great choice. Another Gene Hackman movie, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Gene and Keanu gave up a portion of his salary to allow them to hire Gene Hackman because he wanted Gene Hackman to be in this movie.
Yes.
The Replacements is one of those movies that anytime I'm flipping through the channels and I see it, I stop. And that always tells you, wait a second, Shane Falco's on, boom, I'm there. I still think that the Washington Football Club, the Commanders, should have been named the Sentinels after the Washington team in The Replacements.
Makes sense.
I think it would have been great. So many quotable lines. You got Hackman. You got Keanu Reeves. You got
Orlando Jones.
Jones as Clifford Franklin.
You
got
natural. Like
a young John Favreau as Danny Bateman. You got oh my God, it's just Summerall and John Madden.
Yep.
All through the whole movie.
Yep.
And
just said rap.
Just awesome.
But my question, though, I want you to be honest too, okay?
Yeah.
When you say you stopped because Shane Falco, is it because of Shane Falco, Clifford Franco, or Nigel Gruff? You stop
Nigel Gruff, yes. He's in good shape by Welsh standards.
God, that character is just mind-boggling.
Yep.
I drank it all away, Shane. Or the big Samoan guy,
Nundaskar. Or when they shoot the guy's car. Wait, I'm a son of a bitch? I'm a son of a bitch? Is that your ride? Pop, 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 pop.
Now, I gotta look. Are they actually twins in real life, or they just look a lot alike?
They just look a lot alike.
It's just mind-blowing because they look like twins. So, but
yeah. Yep.
I mean, that movie from top to bottom, great cast, a lot of comedy to it. You got the whole I was surviving the jail cell and stuff like that.
Yep.
John Madden is in The Replacement.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, he is. He says, you know why I like to see a fat guy score? Because then you get to see a fat guy dance.
He does say that, you're right. I mean, I had teased it when we were talking about the one cycling movie. I love American Flyers.
Yes.
That is a top tier cycling movie if you've never seen it. It's an old Kevin Costner movie.
Yep.
He is the older brother of I guess, guy that he's trying to get back into cycling.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it has a good story behind it. The action's pretty intense with the Hell of the West cycling race that was actually a real bike race back in the day.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
And I think that came out, I want to say 86, if I'm not mistaken.
It was in that sometime in the mid 80s. Yeah, I think so, if I remember correctly.
I'm going to look it up.
Yep.
American 1985.
Okay.
I was
yep.
close.
Yeah, you're real close.
But yeah, I mean, it had Kevin Costner, I'm just waiting something for Jack real quick. Hold on 1 second. There you go. What was it? Kevin
Not
Costner, David Marshall Grant was his brother David, Alexa Paul.
not a lot of big stars, but
No.
great story, great movie.
True.
Absolutely.
Evening, Gary. Nice to see you.
Hey, Gary.
John. John Amos plays Dr. Conrad in this movie, though. You can't forget about John Amos back in the day.
Yeah. Good times.
So, good times is right.
Yeah.
But
I made it funny. I made it
you
funny.
But that is a very good one. I know I'm coming in late, but Field of Dreams, 42, Varsity Blues, Draft Day, Miracle, Sandlot, Moneyball, The Rookie are some of my favorite sports
Oh,
movies.
wow. Yeah, that's a good list.
That's a great list, Chris.
I just watched Moneyball again recently. That's a great story, a real story about the Oakland A's and Billy Beane and how they pretty much started the age of analytics back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great matter of fact. I mentioned it the other day because at one point he makes a trade with Dave Dombrowski, who's the current GM of the Phillies.
Yeah, you had mentioned that, I think, Monday night, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yep. So that was pretty funny. When he gets on the phone, he said, "Get me Dombrowski on the phone," and I'm like, "Yeah."
There's one movie that I'm sure you're gonna do that when I say it. Chris forgot it. I don't know how people forget this one. Another Kevin Costner baseball movie. For the love of the game.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner plays Billy Chappell, a pitcher who hasn't after 19 years of playing the game, his love of his life has decided that he's going to risk everything and put everything out there, and he throws a perfect game against the Yankees.
Yeah.
But
there's another one I just watched recently too. It was Dennis Quaid,
The Rookie.
The Rookie. Yeah, that's the one.
That's in Chris's list. That's it. Actually, a Disney movie.
Is it Disney?
Yeah, I believe so.
Where he's like a coach, and then he has a Tommy John surgery, and then all of a sudden he starts throwing like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yep.
And then he ends up pitching in the big leagues.
Yep, Walt Disney Studios. I was right.
Yep. Okay. Draft Day's good too. With Costner, where he's a GM. Dennis Leary's in that also.
Yep, I quoted that one on Monday night.
Yeah, you did.
I went on my picks back and I went David Putney.
David Putney.
You pancake eating motherfucker.
Yes. 42, the Jackie Robinson story. That's actually the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, who plays Jackie Robinson.
Very right.
And that's a real good story. The one really disturbing thing about that is that the worst on the field antagonist of Jackie Robinson is the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yep.
And it's interesting to know that the Philadelphia Phillies were one of the last teams in Major League Baseball to integrate. So the idea that the Phillies were a little on the racist side is absolutely positively true.
Yeah, well, also back then you had the North and South still, the whole segregation, stuff like that.
Yeah, but Philly was one of the last teams to integrate.
And Chris said he passed away. Yes, Chadwick Boswick passed away. I want to say 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He had a private stint with cancer that he didn't really make public until he passed away.
Yeah, nobody knew until he was getting ready to pass.
Yeah. And then Varsity Blues, I don't know if you've ever seen that one or not.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
That's another high school football movie that actually came out before Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
It was a late 90s high action, I would say comedy, thriller type sports movie. It had some funny parts, but some of it was very serious. James Van Beek stars in it. He was making Dawson's Creek during the time period of the shooting. John Balt plays the head coach. Paul Walker has a role in it. So another very good high school football type movie that is more on the fictional side than Friday Night Lights, but still a very good watch.
Just can't get through a show without mentioning Dawson's Creek, man.
What? That's the second time I've heard.
You're a super fan.
So
I've heard you say more than twice, I've got it all on DVD.
Well, okay. Well, I will admit I'm guilty. Hands up, I'm guilty. I binge watched all 6 seasons during the pandemic.
Okay.
I didn't watch it when I was growing up, but I needed something to binge watch since you couldn't go anywhere or do anything. So I picked Dawson's Creek, and I liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go. Hey, it's all good.
And then after that, I binge watched One Tree Hill. Shoot me.
That's okay. As long as you don't say Gilmore Girls next, we're all good.
Damn, why are you reading my mind like that? I was a fan of Dawson's Creek. I have all the seasons. Thank you. Chris has too.
There you go. You're not
give,
alone.
Are you going to give Chris a hard time like you just did me?
Absolutely not. I mean, next Friday, are you having Dawson Creek night?
Sure.
Okay, I'm out.
No, I mean, it's a teenage show that came out when I was probably about 12 or 13. Oh, get back in here. That's it, yeah? Next time I talk to Morgan, I'm telling her you're the new man-child, okay? How you like that? Man-child. I was like, what do you got? I look down for 1 second, I look up, and then you're gone there. Oh, okay. But then I see you in the corner, you're laughing at me. See, that's what you got. Now you got to do the voice of God. When you do that, you got to keep your mic on.
Yeah, there you go.
And still talk. We just can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yep, this is true.
Jack says maybe we do a TV show night. That'd be a pretty cool one.
Yeah, it would.
Switch it up with Friday night movie night to a TV show night. I could do that.
We could do that.
Yeah, can definitely swing that.
Hey, John, I do got to jump out because I have kind of an emergency going on at work. I got to run around the corner and take care of something. So
go save the day. I mean,
this is the curse of living 5 minutes from your store.
Yeah, well, go do what you gotta do. I'll probably call it a night, but it was good talking to you.
All right, well, have a good night, everybody. Sorry I had to jump out, but
no, life happens.
I'll talk to you.
Yep. Jack says TV show soundtrack. I mean, Jack, I will bounce it off Ron, my other host, and all that stuff, and we'll make something happen. So we will. I'm gonna do that. I can't kick him out. Okay, we'll just let him back out. There he goes. But no, I will talk to everybody else who helps with the show. If they want to help with a TV show night, we can definitely make something happen for you. As long as everybody else who listens in the show, you ever have any show ideas, let us know. We're always open for new suggestions to maybe change it up a little bit, get more people involved, listening in. So, yeah. But on that note, I think I'm going to also call it tonight. I mean, we did our list. We named a couple honorable mentions. So, I know this is more of a shorter show. I hope everything is alright with Ron. But I hope everyone has a fun singles night. Huh? I mean, not many people will be on that one then. Yeah, I'm the only one that's single. So, but yeah, we'll figure something out. I mean, we're always open to try new things and get different content out there to keep more people involved. Me too. There you go. There you go. Yeah, you can join in on singles night then if you want. So we'll set something up, and me and you can run the show. We'll give everybody else the night off, and we'll call it a night. But till then, I hope everyone has a good a nice, fun Easter weekend with friends, family. Unfortunately, someone like me, I'm working all weekend, but that's okay. Me and Ron, hopefully, will be back next Monday for Sports Gladiators. We'll be dive bombing more into the Phillies season, getting some more updates for their season. Start talking about some of the NFL draft coming up, NFL free agency still out there. The NBA playoffs are about to start soon, so we have plenty to talk about in sports. Tuesday night is entertainment night. Everyone who watches that show knows it's a crazy, wacky, fun night. Don't know what we have planned for next week. Wednesday, Video Game Mania. That's just a fun, laid-back, interactive video game conversation. Next Thursday, we will be live for Turnbuckle Thursdays with me and Doris talking some wrestling. A lot has changed, so we might throw some old school wrestling in with the new school. Chris might be joining us again for that one. And then next Friday, Miss Andrew will be back for Friday Night Movie Night, and I think we're going to do some movie trivia. So, other than that, I hope everyone has a safe weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Have a good night. Peace.